Hello, Ds, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna, where every Monday and Friday we share the latest Benidorms and Spanish news updates. Today we are on the gorgeous Levante beach, which we'll show you in a second. There's quite a lot of people here early in the morning, and the atmosphere is incredible. Not too cold, not too hot, just ideal to start the day. And from here, from the beach, we will let you know what is going on, which are the future events here around Benidorm town, what is happening, and what you might expect. Topped up with the weather forecast for the next week. Let's begin, shall we? First of all, let's talk about the situation in tourism. As usual, September month closed with average 90% of occupancy here in Benidorm town, which no one expected. We knew it would be high, but technically being almost sold out in several hotels, that was quite a surprise. The places are still really busy, the bars, restaurants, cafeterias. Shortly, probably tomorrow, you will see a video for some more Spanish tapas places, and you will see how busy it actually is in the evening time towards a weekend. A lot of Spanish newspapers are speaking about a future collapse in Spain in terms of tourism. And basically, the titles are these ones, more or less, between the record and the collapse. Our tourism model can die of success. This is a typical Spanish phrase, die of success, that it's so successful that it's not even good any longer. This might be the case. Only in August, as a curiosity, only in August, around 11 million people arrived in Spain. And up until now, up until October month, there has been around 64 million tourists here in our country. Spain has a model that sometimes more or less has been followed for decades, which is prioritizing quantity instead of quality in some places. Not all of them, not all the cities have the same model, but on average, Spain was also always tracking the numbers on how many tourists arrive, and a lot of places had very cheap holidays, like drinking, stack hen party holidays. People were coming in crowds there, but as a result, it's not as good as it seemed at first because spending is not as high, and having so many people makes extra work and effort needed on cleaning services, on staff of different tourism industry in general, of different hotels, accommodation options. So it's not as good as it seemed. We'll see how it will go because this year has been the year of protests, tourism protests everywhere in Spain, in touristic accommodation, in touristic villages, towns, cities, and we'll see how the next year will go. So far, protests are slowing down. There's barely any of them left right now because it's quieter season. We'll see how next summer will behave. Only gonna say that these protests, they did not affect tourism at all because we're hitting record numbers. The tourism is still quite high here in Benidorm town. We have some important events. We have Moors and Christian celebrations. If you go on the official Visit Benidorm website or on the Benidorm's Town Hall website, you will get a program which will show you when are the nearest events. But this weekend is supposed to be the end of the celebrations. Then we have Oktoberfest as well. Some places have celebrated it already past weekend. Other places are celebrating it right now, first days of October, like this weekend, more or less. Which means that there are some beer offers, especially German beer. There are some offers for typical German snacks like currywurst or any other typical Frankfurt sausages, different types of meats and sausages and elaborations, pretzels as well. That many places here in Benidorm are targeting right now, putting an announcement that's special for the October Fest. So you're able to try it out, not only here in Moraira, Teulada, in Altea, probably in Villajoyosa, in La Lucia especially, in a lot of places, Calpe, you will be able to see these offers first days of October. Also on the Mediterranean Avenue, as you all know, there is an open air museum which is called El Prado on the streets, El Prado en las calles. And this basically means that these are live size, like original size imaging photographs of a very, very high resolution that have been put, not the real art, obviously, that have been put along the Mediterranean Avenue. We will show it to you here in the future videos as well. And there are theatrical expositions, there live expositions where artists are performing on the Mediterranean Avenue on the open air. And these performances will be here every single weekend up until the end of October at three different times: 5:30, 6:15, and 7 p.m. in the evenings only. But you will be able to see a live performance. Maybe they will let you know how it was made, how it was painted, what it symbolizes. It's great for all those who are seeking more culture during their holidays. And much, much more events are coming up. Only around month's time is left up until November. Fiestas will start in Benidorm town, our city's celebrations. For almost 2 weeks, probably in a row, this will be happening. And then we will start preparing for Christmas. And on 1st of November, it's going to be Halloween as well. 31st, better to say, to the 1st. So it's going to be fun as well inside of the town. A lot of candies everywhere, people with costumes. This year, we will also probably put on some nice costumes. We'll see. But many things are going on in our region. Don't miss them if you will be here on holidays. The second news that I wanted to share with you all is about Benidorm putting away another around million euros, not as much, just 1 million euros for the approved already project for the second part of these lovely lights change. These light girdles have been here since the 90s. That is when the promenade has been made with the purpose of being able to have a lovely walk around it by the beach. And it's then in the 90s when it was created. Since then, the cables they were not safe any longer. A lot of it wasn't working, and it simply did not adjust any longer to the needs of the town, which is why there's been a project approved that was about to change all the lights around the whole entire Levante beach. But they did just one part of it from the old town up until the Avenue of Europe, more or less. That's up until when it's done. It's over, it's very nice, it's luminous, it's clean, and the lights are able to change colors as well on how would you want them to be. And there's specific, like, even light schemes, like with music, with movement, you're able to change them, like make them alive, shine the most of it. But all the rest of the Levante Beach Promenade was not changed, and now it will be happening from the Avenue of Europe, where the Hotel Simbel is located, towards our area. They will be changing the lights very, very soon. But I don't think it's going to be ending there, because they've said it's only going to be up until half of this side. So the Rincon de Loich part probably will still be waiting for the phase 3. I hope I'm wrong and they will finish it all right now. But €1 million kind of seems that it's not going to be enough for the whole entire street. We'll see how it will go, but there's more and more things that needs to be changed here. The Levante Beach will see its brand new lights soon. The Mediterranean Avenue, so far, we do not know when the authorization will be, when the building works will start to change the Mediterranean Avenue, the same as the first part of it by the old town is looking like, by the techno hit. Once it's going to be finished, we'll be happy. But it's still not the case. And there's 2 more phases waiting to be completed for it. But the good news is that at least something's being done. The lights out here and the Poniente Beach also is changing a tiny bit. They're changing all the garden, like landscaping there. They're probably going to be putting more flowers, more green trees. They're improving all that side, which makes it more comfortable and more pleasant to walk down the Poniente Beach as well. Since a lot of us, as they can see, know it, love that part of Benidorm, and is constantly visiting it during their holidays too. It's becoming more and more popular each time. So seeing it renewed, refreshed, rebranded with more greenery, more flowers, makes it even more attractive for a visit. Shortly, we'll show you how it will change once the works are done. And now let's continue with the last news, which is about a never-ending seemed to be problem of taxes here in Benidorm town. You know that some months ago, at the beginning of this year, we've been talking that Benidorm's budgets are not sticking together. The money that they have and the money they need to spend were mismatching. So the money that needed to be spent was way higher than the ones that they have inside. And Benidorm was studying and was willing to increase the taxes that residents here are paying, or those who have any kind of property, those who are using it for a short-term rentals, those who have it as a vacational holiday home, those who live here permanently almost whole year long. For everyone who are property owners, they were supposed to raise taxes. And at the same time, both the EB, which is the yearly property tax, plus the garbage tax, which comes, the payment comes around every 3 months. What happened is that so many people went on protest towards the town hall. People were unhappy with it because the economic crisis, inflation, all the things. For a lot of people here, it is not easy to exist with the money they're earning here, uh, to be able to pay even more taxes than they pay right now. As a result, Benidorm decided they will be increasing at least the garbage tax according to the area where you have your property in Benidorm town. There's going to be 16 different districts and zones in Benidorm that, according where it is, for example, if it's by the beach, if it's in the old town, like touristic area, probably you will pay slightly more than if it will be somewhere outside of the peak areas. And this tax for next year, 2025, let us know how much you would pay in your country if you're a homeowner or if you pay these taxes, according to the numbers we will give to you now. So 16 areas between 189 euros and 217 euros from 2025. That is yearly. Okay, that is the yearly one. So you split it in four equal parts. Usually it is four equal parts every 3 months, and you will get what you would pay for each 3 months. And these are more or less the prices. I do think that is around what we used to pay in Albir, in Alfaz, like in all this area. It is more or less the amount, but in Benidorm seems to be it was slightly cheaper. So now they are adjusting it to the budget. And each year they will be adjusting it slightly more up until they will meet their needs for the budgeting. About the EB, obviously property tax is becoming slightly more expensive, depending on the city, depending on the area, depending on the square meters, and if you have any parcel, any garden, big terrace, how much of a share of the community areas you own for your property, and the services that the community area provides for you, you will pay more or less money. But some properties have quite a high property tax, especially if you have some land on it or a garden or a very big terrace. So bear that in mind. All of this obviously is after the shock that people did not agree to pay so many taxes here in town. I get that the city is improving itself, the lights are being changed constantly, the roads are being cleaned. It is very big. There's a lot of greenery everywhere, plants, trees, flowers. You need to maintain the city that is offering so many services, and I get it. It's just some people can afford it, others can barely do so. So it's important to see both sides of the situation in order for everyone to keep living happily in our favorite city of Benidorm.
Today it is sunny back again, although right there in front you can see a couple of clouds, but for the rest of it, it is sunny and nice. Sunday there's going to be some cloud here and some rain north parts of Spain, but slowly but surely they will be moving out to the center. However, it should not be raining in our area. Hopefully that will be the case. Although we wouldn't mind either, just a few moments of nice autumn rain. So far, some people here on the beach grabbing their sunbeds early in the morning, having a lovely morning walk by the sea. The sea is not cold at all still. And the temperatures, more or less, are between 23 to 24 today. The weekend, we will have rising temperatures up until 27, maybe even 29. And like this, up until the middle of next week. So great weather, great temperatures. This weekend probably will be very, very busy, especially on midday here on the Levante Beach, on the Poniente Beach, Calamal Pass, and all the lovely areas it has to offer.
Thank you for accompanying us on the latest Benidorm Spanish news update here from the sunny and gorgeous Levante Beach in Benidorm town. We wish you a lovely day and we'll see you with new videos here on the channel. Don't forget that apart from usual videos, we'll be including different program for all those of you who might not want to hear us talk so much while we walk, who wants to leave it as a background while they're doing something, enjoy natural sounds and imagine that they are having a walk around different areas of Costa Blanca. For all those of you, there's going to be 3 times a week, there's going to be silent walks, probably Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. These days when we will not usually be posting normally our usual videos, you will have silent walks. So if you're a fan of those, make sure you subscribe to our channel to help us reach more audience. And if you watch these videos, even as a background, even if you don't like them too much, you will still help us because YouTube algorithms will pick them up and will show them to slightly more people. Thank you for accompanying us. We wish you great holidays if you will be coming on once. And we'll see you in a new video here on the channel, Benidorm by Anna. Bye, teas.